Hello and welcome to Saturday's football review, where you guessed it, Premier League football is back. And also La Liga is on its retro weekend, with also two important fixtures and one Serie A fixture that we're going to analyze. Let's deep dive on each of these games together. Full-time score in the Premier League at Emirates Stadium between Arsenal and Bournemouth. Arsenal lost at home 2-1 to Bournemouth, in which Scott provides title race twist as Premier League leaders wobble again. Arsenal missed a chance to pull further clear of Man City ahead of the Premier League summit as the leaders were stunned by Bournemouth. The Premier League title race was blown open as Arsenal slumped into a deserved 2-1 defeat to Bournemouth at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal never get going in Saturday's early kickoff as they missed a chance to pull 12 points clear of their title rivals Man City, who have 2 games in hand and are at home when the top 2 meets in the massive fixture next weekend. Neither team had a shot until the 17th minute when Bournemouth took the lead following a slick move. Ryan Christie's defense-splitting pass released Adrien Truffert, and after the left-back centre deflected off William Saliba, Junior Krupi pounced to steer home. Mikel Arteta's team drew level through Victor Gyökeres's 35-minute penalty. Award-winning Christie blocked Gabriel Magalhães' shot with his arm, but they did not kick on from there. Indeed, Gyökeres' penalty remained their only shot on target by the time the Swede finished 1v1 in the 65th minute, only for the flag to go up for a clear offside. A Bournemouth decisive goal arrived in the 74th minute as Evan Nielsen flicked David Brooks' pass into the path of Alex Scott, and the England World Cup hopeful advanced into the area before finishing into the roof of the net. Gyökeres missed Arsenal's best chance to equalize for the second time, but Bournemouth were relatively comfortable throughout the closing stages as they climbed to 9th in the table. The Gunners are still 9 points clear of Man City, but that gap could be cut when Pep Guardiola's side visit Chelsea on Sunday. Arsenal appeared frozen by the nerves throughout the end of their 2.41 expected goals and mere 0.19 came from open play. Only once have they recorded a lower figure in their home Premier League game since Opta records began in 2021-22 against Crystal Palace in October 2025. After only suffering 3 defeats in their first 49 matches this season in all competitions, the Gunners have now lost 3 of their last 4, piling on the pressure ahead of the week that also sees the conclusion of their Champions League quarter-final tie against Sporting Lisbon. Bournemouth overperformed their 1.2 xG as Andoni Iraola registered his 3rd Premier League win over Arteta, with only Guardiola's 7 and Jurgen Klopp's 4 beating the Arsenal boss more often. His full-time whistle once again. Arsenal, for the second time this season, lost at home, and this time it's against Bournemouth, with 2-1. And over in Merseyside at Anfield, between Liverpool and Fulham, Liverpool win 2-0 as Ngumoa and Salah score as Reds get back to winning ways. Mohamed Salah joined Rio Ngumoa on the scoresheet as Liverpool brightened the mood at Anfield with a 2-0 victory over Fulham. Mohamed Salah marked his first Anfield appearance since announcing he will leave Liverpool with a goal as Arne Slot's team snapped their losing streak by beating Fulham 2-0. Salah confirmed during the international break that his glittering 9-year spell on Merseyside will end at the conclusion of the season, while fellow modern-day great Andy Robertson announced he will also be departing. And on an emotional day, Liverpool put their recent losses in the Premier League, FA Cup and the Champions League behind them, with Rio Ngumoa also on target. Ngumoa's first Anfield strike was a delightful curling effort that gave Bernard Leno no chance in the 36th minute after the 17-year-old turned Timothy Castañes inside out near the left corner of the area. Salah then joined him on the scoresheet 4 minutes later, planting a trademark finish past Leno after taking in Cody Gakpo's offload at the end of the flowing move. Fulham improved dramatically after halftime and had several chances to force a nervy finale, with Sasha Lukic having a goal chalked off for offside before Rodrigo Muniz and Emily Smith-Rowe were guilty of glaring misses. But following their defeats to Brighton, Man City and Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool held firm for a victory that takes them 4 points off Chelsea in the table ahead of the Blues facing Man City on Sunday. Salah's goal will be a memorable one for those present at Anfield, where the Egyptian had not scored in the Premier League since a 2-0 victory over Aston Villa on November 1st. The outgoing Liverpool icon has now 108 Premier League goals at Anfield, with only Thierry Henry scoring more at a single venue in the competition's history. Replacing Salah will be a daunting task for the Reds ahead of 2026-27, but perhaps Ngamoa can help them fill the void. Only Michael Owen has scored more Premier League goals for Liverpool before turning 18 than he has. And at the age of 17 years and 225 days, Ngamoa became Liverpool's youngest Premier League goal scorer at Anfield, surpassing Raheem Sterling, just 17 years and 317 days, versus Reading in October 2012. Only Wayne Rooney and Cesc Fabregas have started a Premier League game and scored at a younger age than Ngamoa. Liverpool finished with 1.81 expected goals from 18 shots, with Fulham posting a 1.07 xG from 19 attempts, boosting their figures significantly in the second half. Full time once again, Liverpool 2, Fulham 0. And now we move to Spanish La Liga. Full-time score in the Catalonia in the Nou Camp Stadium: Barcelona 4, Espanyol 1. As Ferran and Yamal star as hosts move 9 points clear. Barcelona moved 9 points clear of Real Madrid in La Liga after triumphing 4-1 over rivals Espanyol on Saturday. Ferran Torres and Lamine Yamal starred as Barcelona triumphed 4-1 over rivals Espanyol on Saturday, moving 9 points clear of Real Madrid in La Liga's title race. Ferran put the Blaugrana ahead after just 9 minutes, meeting Yamal's curling corner with an open header after a careless bit of goalkeeping from Marko Dimitrovic. The duo then replicated defeat just over 15 minutes later on the counter as Yamal's through ball picked up Ferran's check run, allowing the striker to deftly roll the ball beyond the helpless Dimitrovic. Yamal came close to adding a third just 6 minutes later when his curling free kick tipped up and over the Espanyol wall and onto the top netting, while Dimitrovic stood tall to deny a long-range pile driver from Eric Garcia. Barcelona thought they finally had their third when Garcia made Yamal's chipped cross with a simple pass to Ferran to fire home, but the goal was chalked up for offside against Garcia. Espanyol righted and pulled one back in the 56th minute, helped by some pedestrian defending inside the Barcelona box, which allowed an untroubled Paul Lozano to laser a low shot into the bottom left corner. Chances fell few and far between from there before Barcelona added gloss to the scoreline later on, with Yamal getting on the scoresheet in the 87th minute with a simple tap in after some clumsy play from Dimitrovic. Substitute Marcus Rashford then applied the finishing touches, collecting an exceptional pass from Frankie de Jong before firing a precise slow drive into the bottom corner on the turn. Even before his dazzling performance on the pitch, Yamal has already made history on Saturday. At 18 years and 272 days, the Spaniard became the youngest player to reach 100 La Liga appearances, surpassing Raúl and Iker Muniain. Hansi Flick also made history, becoming the second manager in history of the Derby Barcelona to win the first 4 matches in the league. The only other to do so was Helenio Herrera, who won his first fight between 1958 and 1980. In the end, Barcelona made their dominance count after posting 2.81 expected goals, while Espanyol registered 1.17 XG of their own. Full-time score once again, Barcelona in the Catalan derby. They won 4-1 against Espanyol. And over in Sevilla, between Sevilla and Atletico de Madrid, full-time score, Sevilla 2, Atletico de Madrid 1, as hosts capitalized on Simeone's rotations to ease relegation fears. Sevilla moved out the relegation zone in La Liga as they defend the second-string Atletico Madrid side at the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Sevilla picked up a vital 3 points in La Liga's relegation battle as they defeated Atletico Madrid 2-1 at the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Diego Simeone made a wholesale changes to his Atleti side ahead of the Champions League quarterfinal second leg against Barcelona on Tuesday, knowing their place in La Liga's top 4 is all but guaranteed. Sevilla took the lead after 10 minutes from the penalty spot. Juan Musso got a hand on Alcor Adams' spot kick after Dani Martinez failed Isaac Romero, but the Athletic goalkeeper could only push the ball into the roof of the net. The visitors managed to get back on level terms as Javier Bonar nodded in from close range after being picked up by Julio Diaz. But Sevilla were back ahead on the stroke of halftime as Nemanja Gudelj powered a header past Musso from Ruben Vargas' cross. Sevilla went close to adding a third after a nervy start to the second half, but the Romero-driven effort struck the base of the left post before a deflected effort from Vargas hit the side netting. Although Simeone brought on Ademola Lookman, the Atleti boss left the likes of Julian Alvarez, Antoine Griezmann and Marcos Llorente on the bench as Sevilla almost cruised to a much-needed victory in the end. The average age of Atleti's starting lineup was 23 years and 289 days, the youngest ever starting 11 under Simeone in the Spanish top flight, and it showed. Sevilla produced 1.78 expected goals from 11 shots on target to Atleti's 0.76 from 13 attempts, with the visitors struggling to create clear chances in the second half. However, nothing can be taken away from Sevilla's performance, and Romero in particular. He recorded the most shots, which is 3, chances created, which is 3, and 9 touches in the box, and 3 interceptions, in an all-round performance from the home side. They win 2-1 against Atletico de Madrid. And now we move to Italy in the match between AC Milan and Udinese, as AC Milan lost at home to Udinese with 3-0, as the Allegri side lose further ground in Scudetto race. AC Milan's poor recent form continued on Saturday as Massimiliano Allegri's side slipped into their third defeat in 4 Serie A matches. AC Milan's Scudetto hopes suffered a further blow following a resounding 3-0 defeat by Udinese at San Siro. The Rossoneri were beaten for the third time in the 4 Serie A games as they missed a chance to return to second place behind leaders Inter. Udinese broke the deadlock in the 27th minute. Nicolo Zaniolo embarked on a strong run to the edge of the box from inside his own half and fed Arthur Atta, whose effort was inadvertently turned into his own goal by David Bartesaghi. Rafael Leao headed right as Milan thought a response at the other end, while Keenan Davies' strike was tipped on the crossbar by Mike Magnan. Yet the visitors doubled their lead moments later. Zaniolo played another key role as his floated cross was headed off the post by Jurgen Ekkelenkamp. Milan also almost replied 7 minutes into the second half, but Maduka Okoye did brilliantly to push Alexis Salamaker's half volley onto the bar from 20 yards. However, Udinese sealed the victory 90 minutes from time after Adrien Rabiot lost possession on the halfway line. Ekkelenkamp found Atta with the latter beating Magnan to inflict further misery on the hosts. Having beaten Inter earlier in the season, Udinese have now defeated both Milan clubs at San Siro in the same Serie A campaign for only the second time in their history, also achieving the feat in 2003-2004 season. The visitors have registered three straight clean sheets in the Italian top flight for the second time under Costa Rungic, also achieving the feat between February and March 2025. Udinese produced 1.24 expected goals from 12 shots to Milan's 1.65 from 20 attempts, but the visitors proved to be more clinical. Meanwhile, it marked the first time Massimiliano Allegri has suffered a 3-goal defeat at home in Serie A without his side scoring. Milan last endured such defeat against Inter in February 2021, which they lost 3-0. And over here, AC Milan full-time score, AC Milan 0, Udinese 3. And that concludes the main fixtures of Saturday Night Football. And until tomorrow, on Soccer Sunday, and on main headline, a game between Chelsea and Man City, and all the other fixtures. Until then, take care and good night.